You're listening to the Decentralized Talk Podcast, your crypto connection.
Decentralized Talk. Decentralized Talk.
All right, guys. Welcome to another outstanding episode of the Decentralized Talk Podcast. This is our 9th show now in production, and we got a great one in store for you today. We got notable picks like the Cthulhu coin, we got Music coin, and Car Vertical on the 3-on-3 fast break, and we're going to deep dive with a coin review into the highly controversial Electroneum. So, as always, we're going to follow up on who's winning the 2018 Coin of the Week. That's been going on now for 8 weeks. This is going into our 9th week, and how our best crypto guesses are panning out. To the decentralized nation out there, we wanted to remind everyone this is, of course, not investing advice. These are just our opinions, so please do your own research in the coins that we talk about when investing into cryptocurrencies. Let's talk about this week in crypto. What is proof of work? Prater, you want to start us off?
I suppose I can. So basically, I mean, at the simplest level, proof of work is just verifying transactions on the blockchain. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's that's the kindergarten level explanation of it.
Yeah, but what do you mean specifically? Like, how do you verify these transactions on the blockchain?
Well, so
I mean, for all those people out there that are just getting into crypto,
their GPUs, their CPUs. And every transaction that's going on, each one of these processing units is doing a mathematical equation to verify every one of these transactions. And they're getting a piece of the pie for verifying the transactions. But that'll lead into mining down the road, the next kind of segment that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I would say, explain like I'm a fifth grader level here. How I would explain it is you have this open ledger, right, of transactions. And
basically an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
At the simplest level.
And each block can hold a certain amount of data, a certain amount of transactions in that block. And then those blocks are chained together so that you can track them and verify them. And you can't have one block go off the rails because it has to be verified by the block preceding it and the block that's after it. So that's like how kind of blockchain works in the simplest forms. Proof of work is using computers around the world to do these mathematical calculations to verify all those transactions in that block. So you use your computing power, GPU or CPU or an ASIC miner, something that does a computing calculation to look at all of those transactions in the block and verify that no one's double spending, no one has edited the ledger, no one has manipulated it in any way, because if that happens, then everybody else on the network is going to see that because it's an open ledger, and their computers are going to cancel that out. They're going to veto that transaction. So that's, I mean, as simple as I can explain it, is proof of work is using the other computers on the network to do the work of verifying all the transactions in that block. And then they're all chained together so it could be, secure. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, and what's nice about it too is the miners actually compete against each other. And I think I keep kind of driving this back to mining because that's kind of what interests me. But so
definitely,
to confirm the transactions, each miner has a certain amount of processing power that they're using. You might be a small-time miner, a big-time miner. You might be using a mining pool or whatever, but everybody is competing against each other to solve that equation, to verify that transaction faster, to get their piece of the reward for the verification. And since everybody is verifying it, you know that each transaction is legitimate.
Totally.
Yeah. So let me attack this real quick, because I don't come from a technical perspective. I know you guys have an IT background. My background is in sales and marketing, and so when I'm looking at the blockchain and I'm trying to figure out how it works, and I'm trying to explain it to myself like a fifth grader. I don't know if there's too much irony in that, right? But this is the way that it comes out to me, and when I try to explain this to people I know who are also non-technical people. The verification to me works like this. If you can picture like an Excel sheet at work, you're at work and you load an Excel sheet, or let's say you load even like a web page. There's a lot of shit on that web page that you load, and if there's a bunch of graphics and things like that, it takes longer to load that. So very much in the same way, a computer that has a faster processor, right, processes that data faster and loads it faster.
Yes.
And so when we talk about Bitcoin in the original phases, they say that these equations could be solved on a normal computer. Well, what they're talking about is that the processing power from a normal computer can process it the same way it loads a page, right? Or it uploads a large spreadsheet on your computer at work. And then as the answers to these equations become more and more and more astronomical in number, it takes more and more and more computing power, right, to process it. So just imagine if you had 10 advertisements on your web page and it took a while for your computer to load it. What if you had 1,000 advertisements that it had to load before you got to the website you wanted to, or to see your Facebook post? Or what if it had 10,000 or 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000? And this is really what we're getting into now, and that's the phase that we're moving into with these block verifications. The computing processing power that it takes to solve these algorithms is astronomical, and that's why it's so complicated. That's why it takes so long, and that's why you need more GPUs, more computing power to solve them. I mean, is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. Because that is correct. The more blocks that there are, the more volume that there is, the more computing power it's going to take to solve these algorithms. Because the further you get to to mining all of the coins, the harder the algorithm gets to solving that. And so, okay, I think we should take a step back, kind of, and explain basically the reward program for doing these calculations. Okay, so mining is just another word for doing the work on the blockchain. So if all these computers on the network are verifying all the transactions in these blocks, what would be the incentive for doing that? You know, there has to be some incentive, or otherwise people won't do it. So basically, the incentive is when you do these calculations and you're verifying all the transactions on the network, you basically get entered into a lottery. Like all the computers are racing to solve this equation, and when you solve that equation for that specific block, and we'll just keep it on Bitcoin for now, a Bitcoin block takes about 10 minutes right now to complete. So every 10 minutes, once that block is solved by one of these computers on the network, they're rewarded 12 Bitcoin at the moment. Now, this was written into the code from the very beginning. Around 4 years, that will get halved. So, I think 3 years from now, instead of every 10 minutes, there's going to be 12 Bitcoins given out. And actually, I think it's 12 and a half right now. So in about 3 years from now, that's going to halve. And then every 10 minutes when the block gets solved, it'll be 6.25 Bitcoin that will get distributed to whoever solved that block, whoever calculated that. So all these computers on the network are racing to solve this problem so they can get that reward, so they can get that 12 and a half Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And that's basically all they're doing. They're verifying all these transactions in hopes that they will win that reward at the end, or win that block.
Yeah, definitely. And another interesting thing about that is that as this goes through over time, and you go through these halvings, then that by default, right, that de facto increases the value of Bitcoin, right? Because if you got more and more people putting more and more processing power into competing for what is actually less of a value in Bitcoin, so the subsequent value in dollars rises dramatically, right? Like a cantilever.
Definitely. And not only
Like a cantaloupe? What did you say?
cantilever.
Like like an
I know,
orange,
I'm just gonna be
like a
Yeah,
like
so,
a prickly pear.
so not only
like a dragon
are
fruit.
Yeah,
like a tra-
archipelago. I'm just gonna try to say as many
I know.
multi-syllabic words.
Is a good
So-
one.
so
that
basically-
doubles the value.
as the halvings
The dragon fruit
occur.
conundrum. Sorry, I know Hester wants to go serious.
Yeah,
Sorry,
guys, we have a point here. So basically, not only is the algorithm getting harder as they continue to be mined, but you're also getting less reward as they are continuing to mine. So computers are going to be working harder for less, which increases that value because.
Well, and a lot of people are already talking about how much energy usage Bitcoin already uses. I think it's something like the entire country of Norway for every. It's crazy how much power usage is going into mining Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know how much truth is in this, but I did hear somewhere that the amount of computing power that's used on the Bitcoin network, the Bitcoin blockchain, could power a U.S. city for 9 years.
Yeah, but which U.S. city?
Well, I don't know, just the average U.S. city, whatever that is.
Is it
Well,
Lexington, Texas? That could be. I mean,
12 people. Or Rogers, Texas. Yeah, but I mean, just with that kind of brings me to the point that proof of work isn't the only option for cryptocurrencies. I think we're going to maybe discuss this next week. Well, there was like proof of stake, proof of all these other things.
proof of burn.
Proof of burn. I just completely blanked on the other ones.
Yeah,
No, it is crazy.
Of
And then,
stake, proof of burn, proof of
Concept,
authority,
proof of authority, yeah.
proof of anonymous, proof of importance, what NIM does, proof of storage. Yeah, there's a ton of different algorithms that these things use. I think we're kind of focusing on proof of work this week because a lot of people that are getting into cryptocurrencies, you kind of need to understand a base. You have to have a base to build off of, and this is a good place to start. If you're just learning about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, you should probably know a little bit about mining and proof of work and how all these things get verified and why Bitcoin could be successful. Because having a ledger that everyone can see and no one can edit because like all the computers on this network are connected, it's a really, really smart idea that somebody came up with. And, you should learn a little bit about it so, you can understand it.
I'm curious, how is Lightning Network going to affect proof of work? Would either of y'all? I didn't think about this beforehand. It probably should.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's something we probably.
I'm not
want
an
to
expert on the Lightning Network, honestly.
I'm not
It's
either.
something that I've
I don't. I don't know. I don't think it's going to affect it at all, though, because the Lightning Network is going to be all off chain. So the proof of work. Yeah. So the proof of work is all going to verify the transactions once
the main chain.
On the chain. Right. Exactly. So it'll just take that bulk batch transaction from Lightning and then verify it.
The off-network nodes will verify the off-network transactions.
That's my understanding. Yep. Yeah. So not only is the electricity cost a huge factor in mining, right? The energy that you're using. So that's a twofold thing too, because I don't want to get that twisted up. So electricity cost is your personal kind of micro impact, and then the macro impact is your environmental cost, right? So what is your energy usage? And then also if you've got if you're using this massive amount of energy and you've got this large investment into like a GPU farm, right? These big mining farms that you heard about. Samsung now is coming out with these mining chips, right? The ASICs. So, I mean, what the fuck? What do you do when you just invested in, you just bought 500,000 GPUs from NVIDIA and tomorrow you don't even use it, they're inefficient?
Well, I can tell you right now, if you bought a half a dozen GPUs, you either
You're still doing fine,
you're all right, but you've
depending on when you bought them.
probably
Now, have
bought
we moved on to
spent a
mining now?
shit ton. Yeah,
Have we
yeah.
transitioned out of? Okay, so ASIC miners have been around for a while. That's not a new thing. They've been out for quite a while, and they're far more efficient. Now, there's some coins that are supposedly ASIC proof. So, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. I think Monero might claim to be ASIC proof, if
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure.
mistaken. I know Bitcoin's not. I know they have some specialized ASIC miners for Ethereum. And
Why do you think that? Why do you think that there's coins out there that are ASIC proof? Why would you do that?
mining to keep it in a smaller miner's hands, because
I agree. I think
miners
that's why
are so
too.
expensive that when you're able to mine with an ASIC, you're going to have to be either put up front a pretty hefty investment in the beginning. Because last time I looked, those ASIC miners started around $3,000, $5,000 or something like that, unless you got like a USB ASIC miner, which I don't even know if those are really ASIC miners. You might as well buy you a GPU if you're going to throw a USB miner on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
So just to kind of keep it in the central or the smaller miners' hands, there's coins that also claim, that they're most efficiently mined with or can only be mined by a computer CPU.
Yep.
So
I think that the thing that some coins are trying to do is this seems like a slippery slope for centralization, because you see all these mining farms in Canada, Switzerland, Denmark, Norway, that are they have so much computing power. And how is somebody small supposed to compete with that? Especially because the demand in GPUs has gone, it's just skyrocketed. They're super expensive. They're always sold out. I work with a bunch of people that are trying to build their own gaming PCs and stuff, and they keep getting mad at me because they're like, you and your stupid Bitcoin are making all the GPUs expensive. I can't even get one. Everybody's always sold out, and now they're 3 times as much as they were like a year ago. And I'm like, well, it's not, I didn't invent Bitcoin. I'm not Satoshi, but I wish I was.
Supposedly.
well, and just
we have no proof of that.
Real quick, back to the ASIC miner to just kind of explain what it is so ASIC chips are built into the miners, and the ASIC chip itself is actually specifically made for a specific algorithm. So if you buy an ASIC miner, they can usually only mine one or a couple of coins. So like if you get a GPU, like you can go on the website What to Mine, and you have a GPU miner, you can mine a bunch of different coins depending on the program or the application you're using to mine. If you get an ASIC miner, usually they're specifically built for specific coins or algorithms. That is what I should be saying. They're built for specific algorithms. So you can only mine certain coins with certain ASIC chips. As with GPUs, they have specific algorithm programs that you can put on there to mine basically any coin you want that's mineable. So
so at the risk of like contradicting myself from earlier when we were talking about that being like deflationary for at the halvings, when we were talking about while you're mining, so we were talking about larger farms. These farms are growing and growing and growing, and you can't get any of these GPUs out. I also heard that it's true, and maybe you guys can speak on this, that as like the point, the design from Satoshi, aka Heston, was that because of these halvings, you could mine on these big farms and have this great amount of mining, but then as the reward becomes lower, it's going to kind of redistribute and cause, and it halves too. It's not like it just like gradually drops. So like all of a sudden you're getting 12 every day. You're set up on that lifestyle. Everything on your business is working at 12, and then bam, it hits it at 6.5 or 6.25 is 12.5. And so what I've heard in the past is that it's to incentivize smaller miners to grow again.
Well, first of all, there's really no such thing as like an individual miner anymore. Bitcoin is specifically Bitcoin. It's way too large now to just mine yourself, and it hopes to win that block and get your Bitcoin. It's not going to happen. So when you,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I heard is that as it continues to get smaller and the reward gets smaller and smaller, you're going to have less big farms pumping out these large rewards, and it's not going to make sense for them anymore financially. It'll make more sense to go back to a individual computer model.
That's
they
possible.
can just move to mining something else. I mean, there's a website, I think it's called cryptoslate.com. You can go to proof of work. There's 620 proof of work coins right now. So, I mean, and they might not even have all of them on there. I was just scanning through it, but that's 620 different mineable coins. And like I was saying, you can go to what to mine, put in what you're using and what the most profitable one is. These farms don't necessarily have to mine Bitcoin. Unless they're running ASICs, then, maybe they have to mine Bitcoin or Litecoin or Unobtainium or whatever. They can move between those as it goes up. But yeah, they're not stuck to that specific one all the time.
Definitely. And when I say that like it's impossible to like win a block with individually mining, what I'm talking about is what people do now is, say you have one GPU or two GPUs, you would join a mining pool, and that puts all your computing power together, what they call like hash rate. So it takes a bunch of computers together, and you guys work as a team basically to win that block, and then that's distributed out to all the people in that mining pool. So that's how you can right now currently. That's how you compete with those big mining farms. Is you basically create your own little mining farm with a bunch of other people that you don't know, and you guys work together.
Just take that a step further. There's a couple of cloud mining services like NiceHash, and I can't think of the other one.
Genesis Mining,
where it's a cloud mining farm, and this is actually what I use. And I basically lease my GPU to someone else. So I get paid in Bitcoin to mine, but I'm not actually mining anything. I'm in a mining pool that's mining things, but somebody is paying me to use my miner, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So see episode 6 of Decentralized Talk Podcast. It's Sophia. That's who's using your GPU, and she's actually not mining. She's actually monitoring.
Well, everything is
monitoring all the cell phones on the planet. So, okay.
We have gone off the air. We're experiencing technical difficulty.
Shut down by Sophia.
Sorry, I got everybody off track.
Yeah. I don't know where we were.
Yeah, I don't either.
So perfect. Okay, so we got artificial intelligence. Is that the future of mining? Right. So what is the future of mining? Obviously, it could be artificial intelligence, but specifically for the miners communities, specifically pertaining to proof of work and verifying individual blocks. What is the future of mining?
I think proof of stake is the future of mining.
All right.
I agree.
Maybe not necessarily, because we're looking at mining as a basis of proof of work. You can actually mine different ways. So I know we had Marxist Crypto on at Beardhead, and he was talking about burst. And I don't know a whole lot about burst, but you mine bursts through your hard drive space, and it's a lot more efficient than mining with a GPU. It's basically a lottery ticket, or he explained it as a Keno board. So you plot your free space on your hard drive, and the more free space you have, the bigger your Keno board basically is, and then you win rewards through that block. I'm in the process of actually setting me up a burst right now, so I'm kind of running through that process, and I haven't figured it all out yet. But I know there's other coins that are going to be similar to that. And there's, proof of burn. And like we discussed earlier, I don't think that's actually a mining process. But there are different ways to mine other than just a GPU, CPU processing setup. So
what happens? So a lot of people have heard of all the different types of ways to mine. We talked about cloud mining. What about somebody hostile, right, taking over your GPU without you signing up for it. You sign up for cloud mining, people use it. But I think a lot of people in the space are concerned now that you go to a website and the website starts mining for you. Can you guys explain that a little?
Definitely happening already. And most people are mining Monero. So yeah, no, there's plenty of websites right now that are using small percentages of your CPU to mine Monero for them. And I mean, this stuff is so easy to set up. I like when we set up our website, there was a Monero miner plugin available, and it was literally as easy as installing it, and then all the users that go on your website without them knowing, they're mining Monero for you. Like, I mean, it seems like some malware kind of shit right there, but it's yeah, there's tons of websites. I've even heard Facebook is mining Monero in the background. I don't know, that might be a conspiracy theory, but no, that is definitely a thing. There's lots of websites mining Monero and other coins without your knowledge.
Yeah, there's some Chrome extensions and applications you can download to stop that, though. I think NoCoin is a Chrome extension, Miner Block. I'm trying to think. I know AdBlock or something. There's a few of them. CoinHive. You can go out with a simple Google. You can find some miner blockers so that you don't have to worry about it if you're concerned about it.
And how I see it is just kind of it's like the next step of malware. So, adware, I mean, you have adware. Like, so you have pop-ups, and now everybody has a pop-up blocker, of course. Then you have malware and viruses. So everybody has a malware and virus scanner and antivirus and all that. And now you have cryptocurrency miners. And so you have to come up with a way to block that kind of stuff. So it's just a evolution of hacking and viruses and malware, adware, all that kind of stuff,
Well, that makes me sad because I think the people who are going to get attacked by that mainly, for any of the hackers that are smart, and obviously they are very, very intelligent people, it's not going to be the people that listen to this podcast, right? It's not going to be people who have an interest in cryptocurrency. The people who are going to get hacked are going to be people who are looking at cat memes all day long. The people who are the least aware. No, not even. No, CryptoKitties is too involved in Ethereum. Just straight up cats falling off of people's couches.
Yeah,
I mean, and who doesn't love that?
I definitely do.
With that being said,
cats. Well, wait. One thing I do want to point out. I know I was talking about how easy it was to set up a Monero miner on your website. I do want to point out, guys, we didn't do that. So don't worry. If you go to decentralizedtalk.com, you are not mining Monero. As tempting as it was, don't worry.
No, but Sophia may be targeting you just for
that's a fact.
For logging in.
I also want to say, if you're interested in mining, it's become a lot more difficult lately. So if you're going to buy a setup and start mining, the barriers to entry are pretty high right now just because of the cost of the supplies, the hardware it takes to start mining. But you can still earn money. I would definitely say, go in, do your research. There's a lot of great websites out there on how to build a miner and what to mine. A really great place to check out is whattomine.com. You can go on there. It sets up basically the whole setup for you. You can put in what GPUs you would have. You would get, what your cost is for electricity. And basically it'll calculate the cost and the profit, your net and gross profit, for mining each different cryptocurrency.
Awesome. And guys, you can always reach out to us at info@decentralizedtalk.com, and we'll point you in the right direction as well. Or you can comment on the YouTube page or any of the pages that you access the podcast, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you and point you guys in the right direction. And with that brings us to our 3-on-3 fast break. That's when each week we're going to pick 3 coins from the 300 market level and make our pitch for that coin. So I'm going to start timing everybody. We're going to do this a little bit differently this week. We're going to actually we're going to set this up on a timer. I got the timer going. It's going to be 3 minutes.
Max.
You get 3 minutes max per coin. At the end of your time, you are cut off.
Do we have a Jeopardy cutoff thing, Hesto?
Damn. Yeah,
Get that ready?
I'll definitely throw that in there. But man, I didn't know we were actually going to do it 3 minutes. We always talk about it, but we never really do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So this is
so
good.
much to say. Not anymore.
All right. So who wants to go first? Who's brave enough to go first?
Well, I'll go first. I'm not going to have 3 minutes.
Go.
I don't have to worry about it. The time has started.
Your time started a minute ago.
Time is up.
Vertical, guys. Car Vertical is my coin today. The problems meet solutions. No, but in all seriousness, I did pick Car Vertical this week. You can start the timer.
Oh, it's already started.
Oh, well, crap. No, but basically Car Vertical. Okay, now you got me thrown off here.
What's the website?
Carvertical.com. It is a $18 million market cap, 5 billion coins in circulating supply, and 9 billion in total supply. I don't love that. I don't love how many coins they have, but I will say this: it's 0.3 of a penny right now, so 0.003 cents. So it's got some movement still at that level,
Pricey.
even though there's 5 billion of them. Because I mean, there's 30 billion Ripple, and it's almost $1. So I mean,
I believe that's hundredths.
Hundredths, correct? Probably. I don't know.
That
That's
is
hard.
100. Yes, that is 100.
300ths. Y'all are throwing me off here. I only got 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You got 2 minutes left. 300ths.
left.
You got
Okay.
300ths of 2 minutes left.
Okay, so they're basically Carfax of the decentralized space. So they basically use blockchain solutions to gather as much information as possible about cars and put them on the website for everybody to see. And then it just gathers information as you put your information on there. Other car dealerships put their information on there, and it's out there for everybody to see. I mean, yeah, that's basically all it is. I don't have to go any further than that. Everybody knows what Carfax is. And if you don't, Google Carfax and you'll see. And Car Vertical is pretty much the same thing.
All right, so we still got a minute and 15 seconds. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah. I'm taking questions now.
Carfax is already free. So what? I don't understand what is the value
Carfax
of this
is free for the user. Carfax isn't free for the dealerships.
Touche,
And
sir.
Carfax is not free if you
Bring on the
get it-
questions.
if you want to get it without the dealer, you have to pay for it. If you want to get it yourself as an individual.
Carfax is free though, if you're interested in that.
Oh well, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that
It's not a thing. It's their commercials. It's
I was
like
gonna say,
The Carfax on the Carfax. The Carfax.
Yeah,
Okay,
Carfax.
I was going to say I thought that was a marketing thing.
Well, that's cool because the dealer is tacking that onto the price for.
Oh,
So that is actually pretty cool. So when you're buying the car you think you're negotiating it down, you're paying for that Carfax.
Exactly.
Would you trust a Carfax?
Now, that being said, they're not really going to have a working product. It looks like probably till around 2019. So keep an eye on them.
That's pretty early
Yeah,
for
that's
most
not
of
bad.
these coins. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there's an underlying theme with most of these 300 market cap coins is none of them have working products except for like a handful of them. So
I take that back.
Time is up. I'm sorry about that. Oh, unfortunately, your time is up, sir. So, Hesto, tell me about Musicoin.
okay,
Your time starts now.
Musicoin. That's spelled MUSICOIN.org. Musicoin.org. Currently, they're at 2 cents a coin. Their market cap is $13 million. Circulating supply of about 660 billion coins, and total supply about 700 billion coins. So their whole.
Did you say 660 billion coins?
Oh, that's what I said. And I was wrong. It's 660 million coins. Sorry. So there
That is a crap load of coins.
is
That's like 1/100th less than the coins you said.
yeah, I know. Yeah, well, I was wrong. Hey, you guys are wasting my time here. We got 3 minutes. So
Welcome to my world.
use a coin, and there's a lot of coins that are out here doing this, but this one is focused on music. So their slogan is musicians get paid without intermediators. So right now, currently, if you want to listen to an artist on Spotify or iTunes or Google Play Music, whatever, they are going to get paid royalties, obviously. But the problem with that is Spotify is going to get a bulk of that, those royalties, and then the actual musician is going to be the last one that's paid in the entire transaction. So the consumer pays a monthly fee to have Spotify, and then Spotify takes most of the profit, and the musician gets kind of the leftovers. What MusicCoin is basically trying to do is you put your music on their streaming service, their network, and then you pay the musician directly. You don't pay a subscription or anything like that, and they do that by using smart contracts. So you basically digitally sign a smart contract to pay this musician every time you listen to their song, which pays them a small royalty, but it takes out the middleman. So there's no middleman. You're just like directly paying the music creator instead of paying Spotify or iTunes or Google Play or whatever, service that you use to listen to your music.
I think it's the Steemit of the music world.
Yeah, I think it's similar. I think it's a decent idea. And there's a lot of coins out there that are trying to use that, do that same idea with other types of media, like the scenario thing with they're basically like the YouTube of this, but MusicCoin is focusing solely on musicians and getting them the money they deserve instead of going through an intermediary like Spotify or iTunes or anything like that. Here's a quote from their website. "We will not allocate any coins to the genesis of the blockchain to anyone. This means there will not be a so-called ICO, initial coin offering, and no coins will be allocated as a payment to the creators." So they do not do an ICO specifically because they don't want any pre-mined coins.
And I'm sorry, your time is up, sir. All right. I'm not going to start my time. I'm just going to let it fly and just see how it goes. So,
how fucking convenient.
No pressure, All right. Okay, I'll start
now.
All right. For those of you who are big Lovecraft fans, you're going to love this crap. This is the Cthulhu offerings, right? The coin symbol is OFF. So make sure you get off. Coin market cap is 57,000 USD. Circulating supply is 2.6 million. Yes, I said that correctly. 57,000 USD is the market cap. Almost nothing. Like literally not even $1 million in USD. Circulating supply is 2.6 million coins. Total supply, I have no idea. I really couldn't find that. This is one of the weirdest and coolest, probably most interesting coins I've ever seen. It has more attention to detail in the website than any of the coins I've seen. Any of these other coins.
It's a great website. I got to admit,
it passes your scam coin website test.
Oh no, it's most definitely a scam, but it's a very pretty website.
So I don't think it's a scam. I think it's very upfront about what it's trying to do. It's fun. It's a game. It's kind of. I'm not saying it's definitely not a scam. What I'm saying is they took the time, and you can tell this was created by a super nerd, right? And that's what you want, right? It's like when you go to a doctor, you want the guy who is obsessed with curing your disease. You don't want the guy necessarily who's got the best bedside manner, but he's like fresh out of school. So same thing here. This Cthulhu, which, and for those of you who don't know, the Cthulhu, I got a minute and a half left. The Cthulhu is, it's like you better wrap that gavel up, B. So the Cthulhu is like a squid creature thing that comes and kills you. And so just as just to give you like a feel for what this is, I encourage you guys to go look this up. So CthulhuOfferings.tk is the website. And this is the story behind it. And this is what's so interesting. So it says, as the equinox approaches, we begin the ritual. 4 weeks and 5 days long. It builds until the Cthulhu awakens, and one worshiper is greatly rewarded. So this is like a story version of like what's actually happening technically on all these blocks. So it says the time draws near and the return of the great old one is upon us. Join us for the ritual. The ritual is there. It's like you were talking about like proof of burn. I don't think this is exactly proof of burn, but it is like it is burning coins. And as you verify these blocks, then you'll like. You know how like you get an airdrop with certain coins? This is like an airdrop of like a reward that you get with these Cthulhu, but you don't have to actually have like an airdrop. It's on like special blocks, and you don't know which block it is. That's 3 minutes. I'm up.
Damn. I have questions. But okay, I guess that's the whole point of
Unfortunately,
3
we
on
don't have
3.
time for those questions.
Yeah, guys, if you have questions like I do, I suggest you do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on their website and I'm going to research it because first of all, I want to know how they're going to protect me from Cthulhu. Is that what it is? Cthulhu, the monster.
There's no protection from Cthulhu.
Well,
There
not
is
if
if I make
buy that coin.
sacrificial amounts to it.
What I want to know is what I want to know is like, so when Cthulhu comes back and he's like killing everyone with his like squid tentacles or whatever, and you're like, hey, bro,
He's gonna find you first. By the way, you said he was a scam coin.
Yeah, I'm totally screwed. But he's like, is he gonna have a sign that says like, I accept? What is this coin called?
It's off.
Offering off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he's gonna have a sign that says like, I accept off coins. You know, he's gonna be like, you are dead. I'm about to kill you, and then you're like, wait, bro, I got offering coin.
You pull up your wallet. You pull up your wallet and show him your QR code.
QR code. He's like, you are spared, sir. Hilarious coin. I know we went a little over 3 minutes for yours, but man,
it's a cool coin, and it seems like the guys who made it really gave a shit. Like they really went. You could tell it's somebody who's like
I think you're right.
who's really obsessed with mining and just into it, and literally made this thing like in their spare time to be fun, and in their spare time to be fun, made a better fucking product than 90% of the coins out there easily.
That's what's interesting about it is like it. At the surface, it really, really appears like a scam. Like, what, you're going to protect me from this fucking imaginary monster thing? But if you really look at the technicals, like, it is something interesting. They got some interesting ideas. But you guys are going to have to go online and do your own research. That's why we do the 3 on 3 in 3 minutes. I think this is the first time we actually held tight to 3 minutes. But that was nice.
Yeah, guys. So exactly. Do your own research and find out which is a scam, which is not, and coins that are currently controversial. And that's what we're going to break down for you next with our coin focus. So we're looking at Electroneum, highly controversial coin. There's a lot of really, really heavy negative press out there on the interwebs. And there is a lot of really heavy pumping going on. There's not really a whole lot of in between. So we're going to try to clear that clutter out for you guys and kind of get to the root of what exactly is going on. Hopefully you'll leave this coin focus today with a better understanding of what Electroneum is and how it can be either a benefit or something maybe you want to avoid. So Prater, you picked Electroneum today, so give me the basic, give me the thrust of Electroneum.
It's basically just a cryptocurrency. That's all it is. It's like proof of work cryptocurrency.
Wait, did you pick Electroneum or did Heston pick Electroneum?
Well, one of our listeners picked Electroneum.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That was actually a suggestion from one of our listeners. Because they were interested in mobile mining and they were also interested in Electroneum. So it was just a suggestion from one of our listeners.
Well, okay, so let me tell you how.
I've always been intrigued by Electroneum since I first heard about it, and the more research that I did about it, honestly, I just got turned off by it, the whole deal. But we'll go into that.
It is what it is. It's to me, honestly, cryptocurrencies themselves don't interest me that much because they are what they are. It's a payment platform. And so you can send money on it. One's more secure than another one. That's one's mineable, one's not. There's not a whole lot of difference to me other than those few concepts of security, privacy, mining. In the big scheme of things, you're just sending money with them. The other ones become more interesting because they do more stuff. But
yeah, and any of you listeners out there that are really new, the people that just listen to the mining segment, and you're really new to the crypto space. There's all kinds of different currency or coins out there. Some can be used as a currency. Some can be used as smart contracts to make one party do one thing, and they use digital code to like make sure that happens. There's coins that do all kinds of things. There's coins that do all kinds of things. Electroneum is a currency. They're trying to be a currency. And one analogy that I heard, or just somebody called it this, and I think it's like perfectly fitting for Electronium, and they called it the redundancy coin because everything that Electronium is trying to do has been done before with Bitcoin, basically. I mean, they're basically trying to reinvent Bitcoin. It doesn't need reinventing.
I think
But there's a lot I got to say about Electronium.
I'm looking at their website right now, and it looks like they're trying to market themselves as maybe a mobile Bitcoin.
Exactly. Well, their slogan is what? The mobile cryptocurrency. I mean, that's their big thing. First of all, I like the redesign of the website. I freaking hated their website. It was so cheap looking. But they obviously have got some funding now, and
even Cthulhu has a better website than them.
Yeah,
it looks
Cthulhu
nice
has
now.
a great website, honestly. But
I wonder
no,
if they're not doing some product placement with this Samsung S8 on here.
Their website looks great, but all it takes is a little reading. I mean, for me specifically, it only takes me a few minutes to determine if they're full of shit or not. And Electronium, to me, and maybe I'm wrong here, but they seem full of shit just by the way they word things, you know?
Yeah, but to me, this is one of the more confusing ones to me. Now, I'm not saying that they're not full of shit. They very likely could be full of shit. Like I said, the altcoin space is full of shit. So, I mean, I just mean like literally it's full of all kinds of shit coins, right? I don't mean like broad, all of them are full of shit, but it's full of shit coins. The marketing element that you talked about, Prater, is huge on this, right? So everybody out here pumping this coin is obsessed with talking about, they got this marketing team, man, this marketing team is incredible. You're just gonna be blown away by the marketing team.
Well, that's key, especially for a currency, because I mean they don't really have a whole lot more to offer. And so if their transactions are fast, if they're secure, then what does it come down to? Marketing.
Yep.
So maybe it is a good investment. I mean, because when I came into this originally, I think before even we started the podcast, I was thinking more along the lines of dud. But I mean, you just making that point there. I mean, I think that's a check mark for them at a minimum. If all things are commoditized, then pick the one that's got the better marketing plan.
Me specifically, I don't think it is a short-term dud, but long-term, I think that is exactly what it's going to end up being.
No, bro, this thing's going to the moon. This is going $30 to $35 a coin.
Hey, well, you know what?
Right now, it's 5 cents.
It totally might. No, it might do that by the end of the year. It might do that, but long-term, people are going to see that what they're trying to accomplish, every other coin has already accomplished or is trying to do the same thing.
Well, one of the most interesting concepts with Electronium is the mobile mining concept.
Mm-hmm. Can I take this one?
No, I was leading you into that.
Oh yeah, I really want to take this one. So,
all right, let me talk about mobile mining real quick.
This mobile mining, and you know what's funny is I'm scrolling through their website right now, and I noticed something really funny. Okay, they have a picture of some lady holding a cell phone, and on the screen it says miner, Electronium. Mining status, hash rate, pending balance of active miners.
Is that talking about the person's age?
Yeah, basically, because it's all bullshit.
How do you know she's old? I'm looking at the same picture, and it's just a hand.
No, I think he was talking about like mining status.
No, like she was a miner.
Oh, yeah, nobody got that.
You laughed at it. So,
I thought you were talking about the numbers on the.
No.
Okay, we're gonna move on from that. All right, so so Electronium, their big thing is they're the mobile cryptocurrency. Okay, and one of the main things that they pump, and if you just Google Electronium, one of the main things you're gonna see about this coin is that you can mine it on your cell phone. How amazing does that sound, guys? We've been talking about mining, and you got to have all these like mining farms and crazy GPUs that cost hundreds and thousands of dollars. Like, you can mine it on your cell phone. That sounds amazing, right? Well, the only problem with that is that it's not true. You can't actually mine this on your cell phone.
Boom.
What you can do is you can be involved in what they call the mobile mining experience. That's what Electronium coins this phrase. No pun intended with the coin. So, okay, they have two white papers that I've read. They have a technical white paper and an overview white paper. So I'm going to read a little bit of it that it kind of explains what's going on with this mobile mining experience. Okay, first of all, a little backstory here is I think what happened, what I read here, is that Electroneum tried to do mobile mining and they weren't successful. They could not do it efficiently, so this is what they decided to do. All right, they had a crowd sale just like any ICO, and this is from their white paper about their crowd sale. Unsold coins, mining bonus is what they call it. If there were any Electroneum coins left on the token sale closing date of October 31st, 2017, they will be distributed into the mobile mining bonus pool. It has been common in token sales to destroy any remaining coins. We have decided that there is no 100% guarantee that these coins are burned or destroyed, and so we've decided it would be in the best interest of all purchasers if the remaining coins are used in a controlled manner to increase the mobile miner's return. By slightly increasing the miner's return on mobile devices, we will dramatically increase the viral number of Electroneum users, which will increase the value of Electroneum for all investors.
Wait, just 1 second. So that part is actually not that terrible of a concept to me.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of coins that they're like, oh, we totally burn these afterwards, and you're like, well, did you? You know, or did they? Or a hacker just shows up and they give you back $3 million worth of your coin?
Yeah.
Right before your launch.
If we can maybe put that in super layman's terms for some people maybe that were thinking about getting Electroneum or are currently mining Electroneum on their cell phone, basically what they're saying, and I do have a quote from their technical white paper. It won't even read that paragraph. But basically what they're saying is the mobile mining, you're not actually mining. Okay, so when you're mining, remember like we said earlier, you're verifying transactions on the network. You're doing work on the network. Okay, so Electroneum, you're not actually doing any work on the network. What they decided to do is when they had their ICO, when they had this crowd sale of all their coins, and they had leftover coins, what most cryptocurrencies do is they burn those coins. Okay, they just destroy them. I mean, like we just said, you don't really know if they destroy them or not. So what Electroneum did with those extra coins is they put them in a pool, and so when you go on your cell phone and you click mine, you're not actually doing work on the network. You're just getting the experience of mining. So it shows that you're mining. It gives you this good feeling like, oh, I just did work and I'm mining, and now I have these Electroneum coins. You are getting real Electroneum coins, but you're not actually improving the network. You're not actually verifying transactions. Only desktop, only Windows, Mac, and Linux are verifying those transactions on the network. The mobile mining is just a simulation of mining. You're still getting coins, and not only are you getting coins, you're actually getting coins at a higher rate than you would if you were actually mining. Now, they do this for viral marketing, because if it's super easy to download the app and start mining, quote unquote, and you think you're mining and you're getting coins, and it gives you a good feeling, almost like a video game almost. And you're like, I just put this on my phone and drains a little battery, but I got some Electroneum. But you're not actually improving the network. But what it does is it invests you in the coin. Like you gain interest in the coin. So maybe once you gain interest, you'll start mining it for real on your PC, or you'll buy more coins. So it's just a marketing campaign. I mean, I think it's a genius one. It's a genius one, but that's why I say I think it has short-term value and not necessarily long-term value.
Right back to their marketing team.
Yeah, no,
yeah, but that's actually better than I had initially thought. So the first time we went over what that was going on, we were talking about kind of like virtual mining. I was picturing, like, I even made a comment, right? Like somebody wearing like a VR headset and then like riding like an exercise bike with a VR headset. And so you got done with like this workout that you just sat on your couch the whole time. But it's slightly better than that, right? Because it would be like doing a VR workout and then actually losing weight, but still having not actually worked out.
Yep.
To a certain point, and then you'd reach a certain point of weight loss, and then they would encourage you to actually like, hey, look, now you're gonna have to fucking move around like a little bit to burn some calories. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. This is crazy. I mean, I really did. I came into Electronium thinking it was pretty much a total scam because of all the hype. But I think that's just a result of there being so much fucking hype, just so much hype. When you go into to their YouTube page, every single video on their YouTube page is, first of all, it's only 4 or 5 different creators, and they've got multiple videos that are created to look like they're different videos. Every single one of them has like perfect like rocket ships and explosions on the thumbnail, and the big, everybody's like face is outlined in a highlighter of green. It's just super clickbait. Big, huge claims. It's going to go to $30, $35 by March. I saw this guy, Fugazi. Forget about it. This dude. So he says it's going to be $30, $35 by March.
Well, do you guys know why?
It's 5 cents right now.
Do you guys know why you see so many YouTube videos pumping it and saying why it's going to go to $1 million gazillion?
Tell me why.
Well, my theory behind it is they have a really, really profitable referral program. Now, a lot of coins do referral programs, but theirs you get like something, I want to say it's 0.1% returns. So it's a referral link, to their app or their website. And when you click that referral link, and you sign up and you invest, then that person that gave you the referral link, they get 0.1% of that.
Referral link in the show notes, guys. Please check us out.
Electronium is the shit. It's going to the moon and invest everything you have into it.
We need to create that referral link.
By the way, this is not investing advice, and I'm totally not going to put the referral link in there because I don't believe in Electronium long term.
Well, I don't think we have one, do we?
No, we don't.
No, I need to set up Electronium as my coin of the week now. I need to back that out and set up as my coin of the week. Which, speaking of coin of the week,
wait, are we done with Electronium?
Well, we got 6 minutes left before we hit an hour.
Yeah, okay. So we should probably be done with Electronium.
Okay.
Electronium is going to be our new 3-on-3.
I mean, if any of you guys have any more questions about Electronium and about just the entire podcast in general, continue to reach out to us, email, Twitter, Facebook, all those good things, and we'll pop in and answer some questions, and then we'll answer it on the next podcast as well next week. So yeah,
guys, we're building whole shows around your questions. So that's what we're here for.
Depending on how good your question is.
Yeah, it needs to be like a 5-part question for the whole show. Okay, cool. Well, so speaking of coins of the week and what they should look like, let's take a look at our coins of the week progress, which I'm not like super stoked about. But out of an $800 investment, now we are on week 9. We're going to put our next $100 in virtual $100 in this week. I'm sitting at $705 on an $800 investment. Heston is at $733 in the lead, and Prater is bringing up the rear at $699.47. Not looking good. So a total investment just week over week. I'm down 11%, Heston's down 8%, and Prater is down 12.5%. Keep in mind, guys, that the markets have been absolutely disgusting up until about, 6-8 hours ago.
Well, can you remind our listeners, what coins we chose? Because, I can't even remember what coins we chose that were up 7%, 12%, all those.
Yeah, so last week I picked Ethereum Classic. It was at $29.98. It is now at $21.68 for a loss of 27%. You picked Icon. That's or Heston picked Icon. That's 3.64%. $3.64. It's currently at $2.77 for a loss of 23.9%. And Peter actually did the best this week. And Prater did the best this week, actually, Litecoin. So he's doling up that chuck 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, he did.
I'm coming back. Revain killed me. It is still going down.
Yeah.
I think I'm 60-something% now that we're doing this HODL thing. and that murdered me. So 4 more wins, and I think I'm gonna
actually. You're believe it or not, you're not in last place on the HODL chart. You're in second place on the HODL chart.
Oh, who's in first?
I don't know who it is. Anyway, so moving on. This week's coins are no. So yeah, Heston is number 1, so he deserves a round of applause.
I'll take it.
You can put a.
What was one? I think that was one applaud. I don't even. That's not even applause plural.
Yeah.
One person applauded. That's an applaud.
That's an applause.
Thank you for that applause.
So this week, for more applause, we got. I'm picking ADA. It's at 22 cents right now. My God, it can't go much lower than this. Let's hope, right?
I hope not, man, because I have been DCAing Cardano since January 1st, and it has literally done nothing but go down. Every single week when I throw my money into Cardano, it just goes down. It has literally been lower every single week that I throw it in.
That's good. It's going to be great at the end of this year when everything goes.
Or it's not.
Or it's just going to suck all your money into an abyss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
That's what they call catching a falling knife.
Yeah. Exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting stabbed the entire way down.
Wait, so to mitigate those losses, what'd you pick this week for your coin of the week?
This week I went with the mining theme and went with Monero. I mean, most people that are in the crypto space know what Monero is, so I won't even explain it. I think it's going to have a steady week like it usually does, and so I'm just kind of looking for something steady, and I think it's going to – if the market drops, it's going to drop as well, but I'm just hoping it doesn't drop as much as you got your coins do. That's what I'm hoping for with Monero, is just kind of like a stable kind of week.
All right. And that's at $284.97 currently. Yeah. P, what'd you pick?
I picked Ripple, and pretty much for the same reason Heston did, plus a little extra. So, I mean, if we haven't found our bottom yet, I'm hoping that, to kind of mitigate my losses throughout the week. But it's also a coin that has rebounded the least from the recent drop. So it's only back up about 2%, while most coins are up about 5 or 6% right now. So I'm hoping it's yet to see that rebound, and I can play that for the victory once again. Go for a three-peat.
All right, guys.
Happening.
All right, talking some smack out there. You hopefully, all these down weeks, by the end of the year, we're going to be virtual crypto millionaires. We're going to be broke. All right, guys. All right, so that about wraps everything up for this episode of the D. Be sure to tune in next week when we go guestless again in order to focus on the fundamentals of the show. We don't want to have news just for the sake of news, guys. We want to have guests just for the sake of guests. So we take a lot of time. We put a lot of energy into picking specific people and personalities that we find to be interesting. And we want to bring these people to you. And we hope that you find these people to be interesting as well. And hope you guys appreciate that on this show. We're not just filling the gaps in. We're taking the time to bring information that matters to you. So check us out and be sure to send us comments at DTalk Podcast at Twitter and Facebook, and look us up at Decentralized Talk on iTunes and iHeartRadio. You guys got anything else?
No, I think we'll stick to the fundamental, guys. You stick with us, and we'll teach you the basics, and then we'll go from there. See you next week, guys.